Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise, or rather my take on the character. So what I've done is I've mashed up a few of the different versions of the films, more specifically the original Halloween series mixed with the reboot of the second film, if that makes sense. So the kind of classic face, but with a whole messed upness with the holes in the neck. Yeah, I hope that's okay. If you'd like to learn how to recreate it, stay tuned. So as per the usual, I'm going to start off by blocking out my eyebrows with some Spirit Gum and some wax. I'll pop 2 links in the description bar below to the video where I taught you guys how to do that just to save some time up in this video. Blocking your eyebrows out for this look isn't absolutely necessary because you can see a hint of them, and I will do some shading around there, but to make it more mask-like and to make it more flat, I am going to be blocking out my eyebrows. So I'm just going to go do that. Then I'm going to take a Superstar White watercolour, and with that I'm going to paint my entire face and my ears, but not my neck. I'm going to save that till last for a very good reason. Then I'm going to be using a M.A.C black paint stick, which is just a really nice black cream. I like using it for whenever I do like major contouring, like cheeks and temples, that kind of thing. And with that I can start tracing out the main features of the face, which for this particular character it's going to be the cheeks. They are quite predominant cheeks. So the shape follows around your nose and the nasolabial folds and goes upwards. So just the illusion that he's smiling, which is really creepy considering the character is so stern looking. Probably one of the main reasons why he looks so psychotic. That and he kills people. Yeah, can be both. Okay, so that's the rough shape. Then it's going to take a tiny bit more of the colour and start sweeping this entire area upwards so that it leaves a harsh line underneath and the top line fades upwards just to make it look like the cheeks overhanging. Okie dokie, so it just blends completely upwards, leaving the harsh line underneath. Then I just have to copy it on this side. So yeah, you get the idea. Then taking the black cream again, I'm going to go down the sides of my nose and ever so slightly up, kind of into my eyebrow, and then just going to shade it out just to make the nose look a bit more narrow. Then again with the black cream I'm going to work on the lips, so there's going to be a very high Cupid's bow point on the lips, which does sound odd, but trust me on this, and it curves off into a little smile, which again is really creepy for this look considering how the eyes are so stern. I'm just going to create a shadow underneath the bottom lip as well, and then I can blend that downwards. Then I'm just going to blend the top black down onto the bottom lip and just have it fading down just so it's not completely black or completely white, it's just this nice grey gradient in the middle. Then with the black cream again I'm just going to go around the chin and I can shade that colour upwards. I'm also going to do a few little lines in the corners of my mouth, kind of like the cheek jowls. It's just because there's so little detail in this kind of paint. Doing these little extra bits hopefully will make it all come together. But with this I'm just going to shade 2 little loops underneath my top lip, just underneath these 2 cheeks as well. And I'm going to shade them upwards just to make the cheeks look a little bit more puffy. Yeah, so it just makes the face look a little bit more puffy and tired. Then I'm going to take a Superstar black watercolour and I'm going to start painting on the shape that I want for the eyes. So they're a very sad shape. They go in this kind of direction with a point either side. So I'm just going to colour on the top of my eyelid and a little bit underneath. So before I do the other eye, you can see the shape I've gone for. So what I've done is I've gone very lightly in the corner of my eye, but a lot more on this side, just to make the eye look a little bit more slanted, just to make it look a lot more sad as well. So if I look up, you can see the shape I've gone for, so it's all very much being pulled in this direction. So then I can just copy that on this side. Then, taking a M.A.C black fluid line in black track, I can go along the waterline of my eyes, just to get rid of any skin colour. Then, for the eyebrows, I'm going to take the M.A.C black paint stick again, but I'm going to use it very, very lightly. And I'm going to trace on the outline of what I want the eyebrows to be, which again are going to be quite sad looking. I'm going to do them very lightly, because the idea is they're still going to want to look hidden, but they don't want to be the main focal point of this look. Okay, so I've drawn them a little bit higher than my own natural blocked out brows, just to make them look a bit more unnatural, kind of mask-like, more theatrical. So now I'm just going to take some more of that cream, but take most of the colour off and start colouring it in, going across, so not like a block colour, just lightly shading it. Okay, so nothing massively prominent. Now you could leave the makeup here, to be honest, and have like a clean mask, like the first time you see the character, but I'm going to go for the more weathered, rustic, and generally more creepy look. So the next step is going to be painting on some holes and some cuts, and just generally messing up the mask. So to do that, I'm going to use a Collection 2000 Extreme Felt Eyeliner pen in black. And I'm also going to be using the black watercolour by Superstar and a really fine brush. So I'm just going to speed through this because I'm going to be doing some random cracks in the makeup. It doesn't have to look exactly right, it hasn't got to be symmetrical, it's just messy cracks and holes in the mask. So the point is just to have it looking messy and weathered. Sorry guys, I kind of jumped ahead there, but what I've been doing is every time I've done one of these cracks, I've took some of the black cream and I've gone just a slight distance away from it, and I've gone and pulled the colour out just to give it a bit more dimension. So every time the angle changes, I changed with the angle brush, so I just pull it in the opposite direction. I will also change the shape of one of the eyes, I think, just to have it look like one of the eye holes is cracked upwards. Then, onto the reason why I haven't painted my neck yet. To make this look more like a mask, I'm going to paint my neck in liquid latex, peel it up, and just to make it look like the mask is hanging off. So hopefully it'll make the entire thing look more three-dimensional. So I'm going to take some regular undiluted liquid latex and a sponge, and it's going to coat my neck in one block area for about 4 coats. Then, once I've got enough layers built up, I can take some regular tissue paper that I've already separated, so I've got the thinner halves. And with this, I can take the latex, apply it again in one area of my neck, then take the tissue and press it down, and then coat the tissue in the latex again. So by doing that for about 4 more coats, I'll be able to make it rigid enough that I can lift it off and hopefully it'll look like the edge of the mask. So as I said, repeat that for about 4 coats until your entire neck is covered and even. Okie dokie, so once that's all dry, I'm going to take some talcum powder, any translucent powder will do, and I'm just going to lightly brush that over the top of it, just so it doesn't stick to itself when I peel it back. Okay, so then the fun part, I can lightly lift up the edge and ever so slightly pull it up, really slowly, because we don't want the whole thing to come off. We want to stop basically pulling it about here so that the base stays stuck down. So just lightly lift it up all the way along the edge. Now be super careful with this next part. Now you don't have to use scissors, you don't have to use sharp scissors, you can use craft scissors, but you can even use your fingers. Just be very careful with this step. So I'm going to pull the latex away and I'm just going to make a couple little cuts into the latex just so I can make it frayed. And then once you're happy, it should look like this. So hopefully that looks more like a tattered mask hanging off. So then I can just colour in this latex with the white Superstar watercolour, not covering in my actual neck, because I want there to be that skin tone underneath, just to give it that extra mask illusion. Then taking a deep black matte eyeshadow, this one's by Kryolan, I'm going to take quite a large fluffy brush and I'm going to dust that very heavily on the edges wherever the latex is lifted up, just to make it look dirty and weathered. Then the last step, which again is completely optional, it's just something I like doing whenever I do a makeup that needs to look incredibly like old and rustic and dirty looking, and that's take some black hairspray. So make sure to do this outside, but I'm going to do it at an arm's distance. I'm going to pass over my face maybe once or twice, and I'm just going to spackle the colour, not as if like it's going to be a big blob of colour, it's just going to be random speckles of black every now and again, just to make it look a bit more weathered. So I'm just going to go do that. So yeah, it's subtle, but it just ages it a little bit. So the last step is going to be sorting out my hair and the costume. So for my hair, rather than using a wig, and because my hair is pretty much the right length, it's a bit too short on the sides, but hopefully you'll forgive me for that. but I'm going to spray my hair with the same black hairspray. I know that his hair in the film I think is brown, but hopefully it won't matter too much with the lighting. So I'm just going to spray my hair completely black, slick it right back, make it a bit more messy, pop on my costume, pop in some contacts, and I do believe that's the job done. And there we go, that's my look officially complete. So I finished the look off by popping in 2 sclera contact lenses that are all black. They aren't completely vital to this look because from what I can remember from the films, you do see his actual eyes every now and again. Usually it's when they're trying to make him seem more psychotic, but when he's looming in the distance, it's all black. So it's up to you guys whether you have contacts or not. These are from scleraxl.com. I'll pop that link in the description bar below. And I popped on this really old dark blue jacket just to complete the look. Hopefully it's similar enough to what he has in the film. And of course you need a knife. Yeah. Swish swish. Stabby stabby. Probably shouldn't do that. I'm going to put that back down again. Don't trust Charlie with a knife. Nope. Maybe get a plastic one. Maybe don't go to the kitchen and grab one like I did. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you like my take on it. I hope it's okay that I mixed a few of the different film versions together. And yeah, so if you like this tutorial, please make sure to, you know, the usual, like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye guys.